Radio Bulan Dua Vata, Mekauti Kenda Vata Mai, Mai San Francisco Ki Bura-Bura, Sema Mai Ngai Waseyani.
Totoo na ito muni bibaka marutigame berto na Lautoka Teachers College Choir zero nang wani bulumay na FNU and ekabi na grabe din tayo radio bulan to patag na karuni waso sinon to bitokani and ekabi ni singa bukilulu na katin kadiyo ni singa pwede lang na po naman din doon grabe kaya ni siya matsukumay na ekabi na grabe din tayo si ni sar chungamin go kailan daba weekend daba chunga ni bikimini na wasi ni ngonong go me atabo chukani na vitu nakaloko na ekabi bulu binak kalsiani mbure walu binak na siya matsukumay watalang kinabisa kiusan na wai bulu binaka sakase binaka na bitokani karalai ni mulia theba na itani bulu binaka wakatala kina na iloloma diri awayani na partai sibuni tai kebiti mai sabsabu bulu binaka waisia busanti na ekabi binaka ni kuwa ya na sere taraba dana rongo da madani gondo na itanlo baga dir loloma kila ndir ninta marau tu lebu sar bikenda na ngono go ya lebu na vekan tal ngai satu kita kinon rembula sorto mate sar Tukiani so lenga paka tala kae ya donai talnoa ngo indon dormu de klabinaka gitu chugo na mate timinin ruang gitu pinaka main vitu nonra turang itumbu-tumbu gen ndon tedinra rawa lenga ndon paka tala ka isai mai na liku kete lebu na talnoa ni vitamani artulanga tabi kendan vonga ke woi tandra langi ena eka vinagari kongo mena tomana tu ena non tabi baka marutaki sabar retaka lebu weekend ena marau tu ena ngonongo lebu talanga so tabi tu nandre nimbula to kitaki nambula ne tambeka siona ena buku di paka talaka andu indu eso ena lenga ngoni sala so era lubu e wai so era seyali tunga me adobo na ngonongo ordan dupana numir tu na biyan bagi sangut si raili kina so e kota tani baka ira non rambula ya anda sabi na numi anda serang go anda kabi bing rabi din tai klani so rani relate kina bonga ke woi tandralangi na tala no ni vitamani weekenda ena kabi bina kabi bing rabi din tai radio bulan do bata 7:05 ena tini corona minute ena Pacific Standard Time nangono wiketo e California.
Kaya lian
Radio Bulan Dua Vata me kau ki kenda vata mai San Francisco ki bura-bura. Sema mai ngai wase yani.
Napalip sa turang kinamaram rubo kinangon leo kay IBA itondo ania. Ya nabungan ni kuwa enda na tini todo ko en vunuan ni ngabo ko boka o ya may na deep sea. Bako bini manakita yung nabitoka ni en akab di bingkara patinta ni radio bulon dopa tapi mamando no weekend na 5 na koloko. Bito mata itu ni biboli nagi bino numital na sere.
Nada masarap mata bebulikin ang tulong ng life insurance policy may Lincoln Heritage.
Sinangayaw sa nagkakil ni Turta, nagkakil kami ito ni Akostita na 2022 o sangkir ta kasarabiri ni tauna. Kami ngaya, kinamagat yung ngaya, salah ko man na-check. Sangat tali ni pera, sangat sarangan ni pera palilay. In time sarangan may. So, nantali wala ka talaga tunda wala ko. Kumaltong o saya lo wag bengo kami binakatak nakambani binakangguan na heritage link ni ngono binakasaranga sa talento na kaya pakatar tutu na kena baka na kena pepo wog ito ta kami so mi nakiraw kena timber na vaka isteng tubi kena ilabul liwaya minta samu kina kisi na ni maron kina ngono mojuri palimbul kakina kar tagawado na insuong
Kaya sarangan na muna. The Lincoln Heritage Life Insurance dondo nga so mo na-claim na naman sa ngubul ka ba newa. Kaya sa ruwan ang baki o tinapol singgaya ito na lenga, di ko na beba siya oray. Dawi mati sa siya nga. Raw-raw sar na baka leo po mo na telefoni. Text mo ay kinabas sa iba, walu-walu bandua, tolu-tolu-walu-lima, e na kena itutubo matelelay.
Ito binugutati ko na hepatitis B. Kaya sangat ito bakilaw ko ento na ka. May adabo ni gila itaura na hepatitis B test na madausaw. Asama ni lidula ni tataro ni hepatitis B. Karatusan na tango makikina na nito matubabali man na matirero bakyo. Sa kabibiki na manila hindi kebi kator na hepatitis B test. Ritartarmay kinataliboni 527 o lobituba 582 sa sikoma www.sfhepbfree.org na kenay tukutuk matalilay.
Nogu chisu.
Empower and the Southern California Pacific Islander Community Response Team e bakaru takana program semni so me kuiko girmai and onurua ono saiba dua dia on.
Bila sa mulim na bitokan na kami bing grabe din tayo, gope din lang no, puno mulindo bing grabe na radio ang bulan doba. Tambul benaka Trinity and Andy Lolo kila ni namdo sero ya, medeno ng bulan-bula. Dasang gerong do chichungo. Ya apa ni binak talaga may na bono level may Canada. Mulu binak na matupal na rokondiba ben rokondiba mumbulu binak mu na pa level na siya mo chung may brother na kami bing grabe din tayo. Nuita kini totoo chung nabitokan ni may na bono level may Canada. Na kami binak ko mulu binak talaga bi maramayanu lembat kay may nakurturanga sek bakit lang kina may San Carlos mulu binak maramakay latilat ng tapeta kay Sanaya Point may na SPC may nambua sige madala tumba di Canada ba na sige lebi na kanikuan na nama na noa klarto sana be kana iyo tondo mo malaka be gorton na kana sa liway tu isa bebe ya Sanaya wakon ni binaka tuyan no bugu di pak sige lebi tutoka do pakang taka chumbe kana ngongo se do sangi poro pakang taka chiko na doan ngono leka mengo bulo binaka be lape timbale suba kira cuma na ser ne Bill Masi erando baka toronge na mga cuma anu na kami nang kuha baka nuni binaka tuyan bikum do todo sar na siya mo cuma na bugu ni Billy New totok ndo baka tortok na siya binaka kuha iser ne talaga mo Australia pambulo cika na matubale ne masta sa karebuki na sa bole na siya mo cuma na kami nang kuha masta baka nuni binaka talaga na mo ni koro baka turanga may na sele may tabiuni kapambulo tal cunga pe ndora maramo kango celingoro ni sambulo binaga kemuni sandin dia talanga usanga reda moni sema mai totok talanga nabi sema diki kemuni na kabi binga rabin dai bakano ni binang talanga na matubal ng goro to sara mai na korbo turang mai na punti mai nandi kapag talanga kina bikem do ng goro sisters ndo sema tiungo mereke bakano ni binang talanga pe woi sianga TV ndo ser mertu na numikina Childers my Queensland samulen dua si melitamani na korbo turang mai korol mai viti ni bulu bina kanita baka nuni bina talabi sa Rusi Rasari na numikim do todo ko chumai o chose se wanga besi na kabi bina kanikua na CJ Patel may lami bulu bina ka ni bulu bina ka muni Joe Boli baka nuni bina talanga be turang ayanu Elia nan tapo mumbul binaka malo Elia abang ni binaka talangan di pe kuan na turang lebu go paten dambea na kabina go turang night sing matala funata pambadi tukinon go pate Elia ngai lolo mai ni bimbi warna turang ni koro lebu na city lebu San Francisco eka bingka ravi dai suri certu mantan lembamboya lo mai na sau klan ni borobador chiko na zonal finals ni Coca-Cola ni Dins na sot ni Dins Mbakiongo ya rona sot ko Maris wata ke na Super Grammar School in Southern Zone pagkatalang kina may tay lebu to may London to may QBS gondi mate nga no udi ni bato ni mula na XRKS todo sa bula pate may London ni mai duri matenga eno na udu ni batu imbolen dau kilai may London ni mai may London ni mai may London ni mai
So
Radio Bulan Dua Vata me kau ki kenda vata mai San Francisco ki bura-bura sema mai ngai wa yani.
Sera mai boga wale tambua kira tona mate lau totoka na se rau ki matani se lala bekenta na kabiri bing rabi ni tain don domo senga ni boga botu kana tangi mele terdaba daru senga ni bi rai daru wiki lai tumbeka nga na ibola ya ando na singin ring makau sar bekento ya ukila ni baka sama sar tunga kina bombala bunungkuta luke mai siar la na kabina ni ko panu ni bilang tena matubal na erbula na chimba kita luke bina kana chama chumai turanga yanu jo sabo baka ni bilang tunga ni bikem do to sar na bioka ni mena Washington State na eka bina kana bingra patinta bo tini katol miniti me ono na kloko en radio mbula ndo bata ya sa baka durchunga na lebo sar chunga ka ya do chumai no to no manu bichi lebo ra baka muria sar chugo hoyan non ro baka torung chugo na matu bilawai ukila sa ka vambe kan isi kan ni non ro na baka torung chuga kan bioka ni go katol na no na itampai di maramba kata lagi na kanggung gilio na non rau waktu orang cingan abuse of office waktu lagi na non rau bagarita kami kaku di bagador na banggai be arton na biokani mai na university ni tiap ni Pacific Klan ni andurikin na witness stand and signa noa andor nunggu sini ubi ACP tunrabu kabarita kacukin na nabikai abagarita ki me niasanga me abagador bibang gai tugun ni me kakuai asa ki kilatalangan ni erdo kilatalangan na tana tux serdo kadi na tux na wekang gongilio ayan ya ter kilai koikina mai na kempa di mati polo tu kai turang ai ya na sapa tu bayan na non deviti na ngunong go sar panggang kai ngawir na panggang kai taka nga na taka ne pareta kita nga maya ni sali butal chunga non rambuto kodi chugo na sar benua apa reta chugo apa reta chunga ngon turang na prime minister no boso buli mai na buso en boss ni san bo turang orewa sar relak mantangan sar bono medley withdrawn ATM rambuto kodi an abang gue ye sa ando tani ngembenga na bura-bura sa bisa ucumbe kama malua ya klan yo ira sarngango kutu chuga ni laban nonto podo lomani bichi ma bimbi chuga bikentan na dorpo kentan tantu baka sama taka tunta tu baka sama gerun sember tata ka benton na taka baka oya taka buto klan sa tantu tu chuga kento me sa lebutu na dangele randa ti baka di bakuko sortu na podo bakuko na gele se te ni ndonaka nida sa dorpo binaka tu kota libala chuga butako ya lebu na kaya tonton menda na para ramate kini lebu na kaya sondo tuna pangko sa lebu jin na butak ko ya ini kebakan na menta na para release tele menda na root cause na tape pagabunda ndo na dorbo mele butak ko pembuta lebu tu erani kenta pangko santo na ngoni butak ko ria nakatodo ko erdo tu kuna tega bunga mai vale dela kala sa lebu butak ko tsumbengan sa sing loman itu mai vale ya tombe kay na kabi tu sa posti coach nga mai anu muta kata na linggito sa me adon ber nga mai sa singokan si sa pagaliliting bek kana mustag na kabi so nakabaya ni siyang bek nintu ya tutun na lolom mai vale so na kalalaisar kenda na tanan na si bango turun le panangon yo fi bataka chunga indua si ruai ko nga sa siyang bek ni binaka chunga mai kuribuli santa siyang suci ni nda kategori serani yo o tukunu chungo sordo enda tukunu chunga sa libu chunga ng butak ko sa libu chunga bibara ramata ke bagai dori bagai dori suara tukunu siyang sa budi sangor nangon ko abang ko sa singdon men na libu na budi sarangon sa libu na tempat ni buli tunggo sa siya siyang tumandangan dinta sumay kembali raw sar mo libuli nga ba binaka buli babinaka buli saraba kuko ano kailan tanto bibara ramata gitu gina elot sar nugo bakasa mano na posa prime minister betu gini sangi cuma mendang mereli sumai balatan ni buri juga ni ento na buri ni labu lebu nonton matin tu ya na tourism kira salah ko mai ninda ira ko mai mermai buno utak nang pontongan na wanga bukar la ko mai ira taman ni business bureau do abu kena besi buru si rando litu tunga dan nonton tu matan rendre viwe kadi binaka vika witaki kona kaya andre ci reni bich ini ira ko ni bich merga le withdraw tel tu nei tiam tanga chimo kira talika ena visa una nonra eran lendu na ona leskine Australia si New Zealand si lesuma Amerika na vai patena kutamai I had a bad experience in Fiji. Kembali sana rtuna palo suekede na white sandy beaches na Bula Smile na kabay ay Ya, pambuto di napaburi kasama. Lepo nangono santana nangoni ya ko ambuta ko na sarvono ala kumia ya kepa kanda na pakili lesu. Nakatudo ko pambuto na tiga bumbe nga mai vale. Keda na tumbutum bala tambe ni ertugo ni chuko sa lepo no don nangono ko sa singkana kuita bakanta sota liwe. Keda kuita ibale da kuita mai koribul bu. Hose pipe na beleti na dasta na lungo Sidi mingo. Yeah. Yo sona kapa ya weekend pakai umandanga ship ticket da bobinak enta ground ticket kinda bobinak so satu ngene bango sar singi mogu chung ngoni puli mai koribuli si raposta chung mi bal sabaka rangang gati akina value ore chung mi kaning so ntona mata ilaw sar zaka butungan na zaka ni kana maruana tu sar complaint tagi bango mai birna neighbors rabi sa lolo bir tal ko ngone tampang ngone sarngai mumbutan di ngono pinaka menda sa yan rabaka chuki na mendua na iwali ni baka sa mangombaleta ratugunu chiko sianda sakila lebu ndona tampa nimbula la chuku mingo sabaka susungi da chuku miki ndona matengalin ragi nimbula na vude sa na ndokon toka sa toso takisar chuku lebu tu na baleta ngani rasa singi mogu chuku mikuru lo tu mai bali sa singi bala chuku bi mok se so mataka na ndonu saya tu chuku bir nangon ko otapa takina baka sa sarau sarir tu mbekanga na posta gir tu nangon ya sianga pambuto mena kudi baya na bosa me lago tunga na bingono tu doko moto ni njina na bika warta na bolu tambe boli nangon na puno ndon me lago kini setup sing zanga singoni lele saranga si tumpu taki chukumai sandu si magi chukubir baleta monangan kasi mekina na sianga vakandua ina lako tani mekina kembale na mbutako na katodo ka au wareta chuko na katodo ka ya sale ibuan indo naka enda ruasinga ni anrapo chuko mai na lombo nanda rumah tu bale bago bilang tak chuko na bitokani ena kabdi bing karabatin tai na radio bulun to bata amo tra babure bakasama chuko nanto bitan lo na kabdi bing karabatin tai boy ono na miniti me ono na kloko vaka nuni binaka be atu naisa lesi na ivalu waka nuni binaka talanga be Jim Swinga mbulu binaka tavale waka nuni binaka chuka ni be kemuni waka talangi be na upasi panene lebu mbulu binaka marama na itati na inanta ni sa mbulu binaka mumbula binaka na bitoka de naka ni bingara bitintai brother pia me tapa lebu junior binaka sa lebu turang tala na siama chuka mai zubu mai nanronga na eka binaka ni kuwa waka nuni binaka talanga ni be takaya olambati false binaka na bitoka na American Samoa kesa tiko na yau waka nuni binaka talanga be marida koloni wanga sista binaka na siama chuka mai na eka binaka ni kuwa usabore taka chuka ni mbulu binaka mel waka talanga na be rona biochin na erna bulo usabore taka hochi mai Seattle mbulu binaka di lady di moraga tevita soko kibaba langi ni mbulu binaka waka talanga na be oisianga TV baka nuni binak talanga bir na lupi na buombuto na gelawai na loma na sana bukuturang na itasiri era ba itu mena koro na vese viti ke buno tani baka mimbi berto na komiti ni koro ana buku ni sasanga binaka sanga itiko na tara ni vale ni talatala santo na sanga binaka vale bunai tawaisa ngati bino siama chukumai na eka binaka di kotuka ilanda ni bulu binaka na ita malalanga besi yo klandi baka diri sar chuka na muni baka sama na ser sangi baka tangi ochi bulu binaka jo sabo ni bulu binaka turanga yandu malo straining have no da kerua malo siama chukumai baka tangla kina ve tawalengu tu fili ve koso nimbula kemuni turanga na ita binaka sa bole na siama chukumai na yakabi binaka ni bingara binai Susan Rasake mbulu binaka Susan binaka na siama chukumai na city kemi ni suka mai lo toka isa sarato mistake kemuni chuka na nomu le baba koso San Francisco na kabina ni ko baka talanga na muni mato vale niko ko mais yasa baka ni binaka talanga ni be Melania o Chowana Barabi mai nanronga do sam bulu benaka Trinity ke anti lolo baka ni binaka talanga ni be Chloe Koto Isuva pasu binaka sa bole na bitoka ni chukumai na kabina ni kuwa bel andi ni bulu binaka baka talanga ni be Ben Rokondiba binaka na somo chukumai na nungu baka bulu ni be kimni na kabina ni kurupe ni zama bulu binaka na nungu tutu Mani cuba turanga mai rauroche, mumbulo bina kana turanga tuina moana ki muruga to tau sara na turanga na marama. Mana korbo turanga na moana na mate abit ndau. Wakanu ni bina talanga bisteri marama, mai American Samoa. Wakanu ni bina ka vei lui turanga, bubale na marewa i vale le bubale na likun rabi dau tata kena bubale mbale yone ta dirua Israel tawake. Wakanu ni bina ka na buku ni bitokani na ya kabini vinga rabi. Ndai. Ya, dona serengo weekend dan dona singin ringi, mai birtou nan ron langi kena uto solo. Isa rawan biar menda rumah ngandi bata tu Ngona radio mbulun do bata. Voi tollo miniti me ono ena kabi di singa bukilo le nda.
Nano baru nganti kuya ada senga kuleta na domingo etano lita bomba nganti bomba tentela dina ngundo tomo be ikonuna roya na tela etano lita bomba Ngutu Australia bua menona Mino tongu esinomu Bolinga Sona kana baka sama Ngalili au nambiwa Memeado na mauna Selua na manua Nangana numa Bolikina Na evangu isanomu Singa Amunani senong utaw Teiraw may nasama tabali May musik, may mamawu Kona nila boli takabeyaw Nong mga nayamogu Australia bua menona Yan ang togu esenomu Bolinga
Radio Bulan Vata me kau ti kenda vata mai San Francisco ki burubura sema mai ngai wase yani
Nangauna au senga ni tanra ni ko mai tamusuka au senga ni kila ni alikina ve au kabura kami da non rabosa con beauty au meu tu taundua ni ko solia bakarua no mundo domo veiko ya kona numa
na no beauty au ko tawakila dia ni utangi vere bunini alongo au maikilani usala sutaki au nalako kaya boli kamu nitaka na waini matangu isai wewe boli ningu sungu andi na yadhamu
Sarabeka meu laki bunitaka
Rarawani alongu Sengani rawa meu bakara itaka Au na lasu taka boli Nanongu mara ukede e matamu Isai wewe boli Ni musumu adina ya damu Nanongu mitiau Kota wakila Dia ni utangi Were bunini alomu Au kakila ni usala sutaki Au nalako kaya boli Kamu nitaka na waini matangu Nisai wewe boli Ningusumu adina ya damu 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 Nisai wewe boli Ningusumu adina ya Oliveri dormi e ngasa-ngasanina Patalia veia nanomu e bakarau Patalia veia nanomu e bakarau Patalia veia nanomu e bakarau
Totokna do mon ratou na matilo totokna se niwa ni udi nang garawai ni tanlo membali timbolo filo ya na kabi de garawai tai sibina ono na tini kelima na miniti ke balsa boto ko biken de pasang bulu kelima na miniti me tapa non to bitokani bo tini kelima na miniti men to na rongodani o non to programu na nungu kalau nungu benua arto bita bata chiko na isong lutu o ya New Methodist Christian Fellowship na kabi de garawai tai na tulsa ulti na miniti na non tapa rongo tigani me tapa ni leizapa na non da bito kandi na kabi di ngarabi ndai ya da ngai to man tiga non da bino numena serre ni oti bi ni tugu ni bi bolingo
Wakai lavo ena Bagarobuka. Radio Bulan do Wata San Francisco. Mekauti kanda watamai.
So if you're interested in learning, right, our campaign is open to everybody. So we would love to be able to provide you a basic education on finance.
Kaya baka long binaka may sana kandua, sana tiko binaka talangana kena isaw.
If you are thinking that, you will attract death.
Na rao wala ni tos na chana kemu isau, me baka na ibakatangan dengan ni nomutumbu.
Rangoda na imbalan-balan di Vaka sa Mango kena bunga tele na nonda programa Waro Taki. Ano ono na kaloko na via kami di Waro Muka vi kemado ya Amerika. Doon na kaloko na singile ni Waro Wai vi kemado may viti. Wakai lavo ena Waro Muka. Rangodi kina na nonroy Vaka sala na kena daw ena vika wakai lavo. Radio Bulan do Wata San Francisco. Mekauti kanda watamai. Nada masara manda mabulikin ang doon ng life insurance policy may by Lincoln Heritage.
Sinang ayaw sa nagkakira ni Turta, nagkatil kabitu ni ako sita na 2022 o sangir ta kasarabiri ni tauna. Nagkabi nga ya, kinamagat yung nga ya, sala ko man na-check. Sengat tali ni Impera, sengat sarangan ni Impera palilay. In time sarangan may. So, nang taliwara ka tala tundawara ka. Kuwertong ko. O saya lo wag bengo kami binakatak. Nakambani binakangguan na heritage link. Ni ngono binakasarang nga. Saya katarin to nakaya. Bakatar tutu na kena. Baka na kena pepo wag dito ta. Kami so mi. Nakilaw kena timber na faka. Iseng tubi kena ilabul liwaya. Minta samu kina kisi. Naman ni marong kina ngono. Mojuri. Palimbula. Kakina kar. Takawado na insuang.
Kaya sarangan na muna. The Lincoln Heritage Life Insurance doon nga so mo na-claim na naman ng usang bulu ka ba newa. Kaya sa ruwan ang baki o tinapolis yung gaya na lenga, di ko na beba siya oray. Dawi mati sa siya nga. Raw-raw sar na baka leo po mo na telefoni. Text mo ay kinabas sa iba, walu-walu bandua, tolu-tolu walu-lima, e na kena ituto ko matalalay.
Ngandra na bay buke, ene kena semi na libo-libo sa neges, kita urani buke iko. Girita may na empower ena ono rua ono saiba dua liwa ono.
Si bikin tanah ono ina tiri kawal no miniti bago binaka tagi bitokan ina kabi bin grabe tinday bago ni binaka beke minito to sara na biokan ni ndo pato chumay na radio bulon dopat ndey pa pato chubi kan tanah nonta BCCB ke bang ni sangge siya chumay autar chungan bikem ni na bugun dolan ron dolan law ni merke ono sile chugan don ngon lek mengo itu nang singo sana sule ni kina wala nga may na buno ni siya mati kumay kinay abong bulo chugo be ser siya masar chugo may Chicago na kabi binaka ni ko ser bulo binaka baga nuni binaka chugani ke berto todo sarna le non matu bumale mai Sacramento bulu binaka be non nau bingara bital chungan puno le bungo berke tu non family todo sar matu bala luibiti botala kina matu bala nandrendre na eka binaka ni kuwa kere chuma indona sere membale chi nairai baga binaka tu ni bikemni ser binaka na siam chuma Chicago kemni todo sarna nonta oni bingarabi chuma Chicago na eka bingarabi ndai waka nuni binaka abambul tal chunga ni be bola mbaliwai chowili bola siam sar chuma ai tutanki mai nayatu kuka na bale besar waka nuni binaka na nomuni ndo pat tu mai kerna biokani ngarabi tabi chuma ai tutanki hotel na eka binaka ni kua. Waka nuni binak talanga bi maina tandulala binak sa wale maina na siya maina eka binaka ni kua. Siya nuli talanga kina bi El Modi. Bulu binaka maramanay binak sa wale na siya mai nander anu ita gini toto ko na bito kani ki kemdo toto sar na gangs mai nander na eka binaka ni kua. Sai rusingi mode angara bita bichuko na tampan ni libo-libo pamboto ni base chuku mai punta na kabinanga ni kua pono ni binak tuen sai ke na nomu ni matubale tabale tudengu na ibolu rua mai na korturanga lebo isu poko binak tuen ni kemoni nogu kampani mere bugina bonua mai rewanga bulu binaka kali opo poko dengu bro waka ni binak tuen ni kemoni baka talangki na be marama weka va siti ritova siama tal chunga na bono lebo merke bati ko ko sar chunga na bili niu na maramango na eka binaka ni kua sabalon waka ni kemoni tal tunga ni blow nui tagi ni totoko chikon na muningkara bitai mesa nanguri. Wakana talanga kina be ndono ku kampani ko turangan na maramba ni kawale. Wakana nui binak tueni bikemuni kampani na nomu ni bili ni utal tonga merke. Wakana talanga kina berto na randini green be seli low. Malo ambula wakana nui binak tueni bikemuni na eka bi binak ni bingkara bi nding tai na radio ambula ndo bata. Chikon buku di baka samoya wakana nui binak talanga ni berto bitano wekantong ko sarang siamu chikumai. Auango we basi mata tamani valu seta reki mai na Griswold Place mai nambua mbula binaka mai Nebsville nuita kini totoko chiko na bito kani ke nangara bitabi mai nambua na eka binaka ni kua Alice ngalo mai Bribon Way Brentwood California naka na itana siya chiko mai bakatalang kina be Lucy Tanoa baka nuni binaka be Emi Sauleta na itama ibuni siya mai Kandabu kerto na gangsto doko mai na Zion Shopping Center, mai na Gold Town mai tabua, na ekabi binaka ni kua. Ngolai sa bulokoro, dona singa banana nutu ataungo. Nanu mirto tu na weka na mai lomai biti. Timbula na turanga marama na ita.
Nada masarama dan nagulikin ng doon ng life insurance policy may by Lincoln Heritage.
Silang ayaw sa nakakira ni Tuta, nakatil kabito ni Akostita na 2022 o sangir ta kasarabiri ni tauna. Kami ngaya kila maga ngaya salah ko mana check. Sangat tali ni impera, sangat sarangan impera palilai. In time sarangan mai. So nanti warga tela tunda warga. Ko tunggu. Au saya lo wa bengo kamu bilang tak. Nakambani bilang kan gua na heritage clinic. Ni. Ngono bilang sarangan sangat tali itu nak kaya. Wakatar tutu na kena. Pakan kena pepo work itu ta. Kami so mi. Nakila kena timber na vaka. Sen tu bikin ay labul liwaya. Minta samu kina kisi, naman ni marong kina ngono mo juri paling bula. Kakina kam taga bodo na insuong.
Kaya sarangan na muna. The Lincoln Heritage Life Insurance dondo nga, so mo na claim na lo manurusang bulu ka ba newa. Kaya sa ruwa na baki o tinapolis yung gaya na lenga, di ko na beba si oray. Dawi mati sa siya nga. Raw-raw sar na baka leo mo na telefoni. Text mo ay kinabas sa iwa 88-22-85 na kena itutubo matalilay. Yavalata, dio nanggay dalata and radio bulan duavata. Wait talo no te kina na bika membaleta na nondong bula. May weira na kena daw may natambanan ni bula so. Nasi na puniway. Promoda na ba na kaloka na bika Avenue City and a veto ko ni Lincoln Heritage Life Insurance. Nakamba ni Life Insurance kanganiti kena na kaywiti Amerika.
Ngandra na buke ene kena somi na libo Senegas kita urani buke iko. Girita mai na empower ena ono rua ono saiba ndua liwa ono.
Na nonda biti ke ngasi ni buli paulange reki. Rungodi ena 5 na kaloko ena ya kabini lotule ve kemundo e Amerika. Tini karona kaloko ena singa lebu ni baka romboka ve kemundo mai viti. Ena radio bula tua bata San Francisco me kauti kenda batama.
Endona mate kuniti wale wekenda mana wasa Pasifika na hepatitis B. Kunei ni ndua mana weyatini corona leni winua mana wasa Pasifika Amerike ni tobi reti kuna matembo na hepatitis B. Ongoli wdakina na kenaroni wetobi sena tobi kuna matigina vengada se liver cancer. Endende mendo kila ke sa tebi kwentiko. Me bakani sa ngusoti ni kene bakatakila kila se symptoms. Bakabo ke sa mbimbi na mate. Mbimbi ngone kila mono bakani kebi membaleta na hepatitis B. Peter mai kena telefoni 527 ono vituva 51 sesi koba na nondo website www.sfhepbfree.org.
Wakailavo ena Wakarobuka, Radio Bulan do Vata San Francisco, Mekauti Kanda Vatamai.
So if you're interested in learning, right, our campaign is open to everybody. So we would love to be able to provide you a basic education on finance.
Kaya baka long binaka sana kandua sana tiko binaka talangana kena isaw.
If you are thinking that, you will attract that.
Na rao walanga ni tosna chana kemu isau, me bakana ibakatangan danyande ni nomutumbu.
Rangoda na imbalan-balan ni Vaka sa Mango kena bunga tala na nonda programo boro taki. Ano ono na kaloka na via kami ni boro buka vi kemado ya Amerika. Doon na kaloka ni singile ni boro wai vi kemado may viti. Wakailavo ena boro buka. Rangoda kina nanonroy baka sala na kena daw ena vika wakailavo. Radio Bulan do Vata San Francisco. Mekauti Kanda Vatamai.
Isan din sara sana kucika dapat cuma na bubalin na reading bulan dua batan na biya kapito to sara. Kaya may na moniti kina bag rombuka sa bukil ulo ni kuha kembali matakan ter may sota tali baka talaki na en siga bag rombuka ta sa to talaga may na ngauna mendan na baka namate ni kina non da sokolo na kapina ni kuha na rongo kina o ya na non rawing karabin na kaselebu kina rindin kaselebu na programu na nunggu kelo nunggu bitin nunggu benua na kapina bing karabin di nai artung bita bata juga na program ngo o yan New Methodist Christian Fellowship. Kendo robi kanin kontrol kami so tala na kabi matakan nung kuser di bagmoti matanga kino be marama na itasi nati kurusi nga mumbula mumoti talanga katalang kino be sistema rida kaluni wanga lusi tanoa wag ni binakto ni bikemunisin lang kalimbiu malo yanu semi perani may yala ba may sasa may madwata sa bulo binaka na bitoka ni buli may na kapina ni kuwa solo turanga may muri may na Zion shopping center gilolom be suli bakit lang kino be elis ngalo binaka sa buli na bito rogi boli na kapina bin karabi din sana zoki mandike na ito don bin karabi ni no to bitoka ni na kapina ni kuwa kuning ole tani dapat na mate na programo ng galita to bikenda na uti to balay na bitu na kapina bin karabi din tayo pwede lang no munin daw ni bin karabi nakasa buli ng bula loma ni bambimbi be kemuni gen no muni matu vale sa utu buo ichi no muni bin karabi na po ni vita na hua na singa pinaka ni kuwa ni mo temanda.
Some like make
Chisu Nungu Vanua. Warotaka na New Methodist Christian Fellowship USA and a Radio Mulandovata San Francisco me County Kenda Vatamai.
Tuning in all over the world, and we say Mula Minaka from Bitilevo here, and we are currently at the gymnasium. On Saturday, we had a meeting here yesterday, so we have been blessed to be able to serve you. For the last previous Saturdays, we were actually talking to you for our residents way back in Alodala Beach Estate. So, Bulaminaka, to every family that have woken up this morning, still maybe lazy on your way, making your way to the kitchen, haven't had any idea what you're going to have for breakfast this morning. Bakatala kina bekenda na bakarong tiko na be korokoro, na be uli ni bonoa, be mata sawa, na matakalele ni singa bakarawai, na be mama ni bitu, na mataka ni singa ni binaka ni kuwa.
Sawa mbule tiko bekenda. En mataka ni sini nai, en a koko mana ni ada chisu. Au baka bule tukani, en a sala tinga bani nanda manua, we korokoro, we matabu vale. Sakatok mga nangunci, bule binaka. Weekend na tiko na biya sebura. Eso, au sa baka bule tukani weekenda. Siyamba tiko mai, live tiko na mataka ni kuwa, My TV, Channel 4, ni wali si platform. Weekend na ganda utali taka, ni siataka ni laitaka. Balata na bital no ni kuwa nakasarangan tanda usa tabato na non tamata bubale. Na be singa, be madawa, na be bula. Kero wakang bula tugani, lomani gymnasium, isuba, doon ito kung doon ni mamibuli na leaders, iya sa ke. Ngono binakamenda bi wasitaka kina, iso na kanda na usa tabalotu, wakamata bubale, kapatala kina wakabiotini. Bula bakay labo, na nonda bula bakabi watini bi malwai kabakatala kina ng bula baka matawali.
Bikim litang lang na barong ito kumay na tonda ko KVT, bikim do Amerika, New Zealand, bakatala kina Australia, abi bonon duindui, bonoyawa, kimani bakarong ito kumay kina yuro ito kumay na nomani screen, window nito ko kina bikani program, other ito kani KVT, so bikimani bakamuriya to my na program and every Saturday morning. So as you sit here together as a family, having your tea, and also having a good family time. It's always a lazy Saturday for us at home because in the morning we try as much just to go and pray together as a family. And then the rest of the day, after the duties, then they have the whole day to themselves. So it can be the same also for you, and we would like to greet you. Well, previously, on the other few recent Saturdays, we have been talking to you about life, about health, and also about the investment. You know, what do you do? What can you do? Or what do you desire? What do you aspire for your family, for your future? Not only for parents who have family, or family that is already created, maybe in nuclear or extended family, but also to individual, maybe still young man, young woman, having employment, having source of money coming in, on how you can plan that to make something out of it, and also to invest. Maybe in a farm, or maybe in a car, or maybe building your house, or buying, a fully a property already done, depending on the power and also your salary that you're going to be receiving. And also, we have been sharing, weekend, full time, no pay, you don't see any salary coming, there's no tag. Nakakirawaset ko ikukutik sa ramen na koro o baka tete o baka farm. Se ke baka ko tiko nando na sangasangaloto iko lewat yung niloto isangin do na takatatunde beko kaya la ko may kinin na buri-buri no nomilab. Na bika kirawaset ko kiro beka tiko weekenda ni rawa matay ke baka ko baka bote na kalo kiro ba bote na kalo. We actually believe in God, and we believe there is a God. And I know there are a lot of Christians that are also watching in, and you believe in God, you believe in this supernatural power. Well, all the more that makes it happen for you. So you not looking only at the resources of finances coming your way. You are believing that there is a God and He can do that for you. So for those of you fellow Christians listening in today, and maybe you say to yourself, okay, I am a full-time worker in the church that I go to. I don't receive any salary. Welcome and congratulations. There is a first step that you have done. So it's an investment in itself. And owning a car, owning a farm, or owning a property, it's also a reality to you. Even though you don't have any form of employment, even though you don't have any salary coming your way, either weekly, fortnightly, and monthly, but you are a Christian and you believe in God. I'm bold to speak of this God and speak to the Christians today because I am also a Christian. But for those of you who do not believe in God either, you don't believe that this God exists, and you just believe in whatever that you earn, whatever that you see, within your eyes, the business that you can make, or maybe you're not at work and you're not receiving resources and you don't believe in God either. We would like to encourage you today. Look around you. There is an elemental something out there that you can start with it to make it happen in your life. So we were talking about the life and the health, your life habits, your eating habits, and everything about your life. Because we can be planning so much for these years to come. Years of achievement, years of ambition in your workplace, and years of wealth. The life, to enjoy that, it's on your hand. Which means we have been emphasizing on the life and the health. In Fiji, very high cases of NCDs, which means those are the diseases that you can do something about it. You can either walk away from it, or if it's with you, it's reversible. You can do something about it. So life in itself, as a family table talk, family is not the same when one is missing. And family is not the same when something happened. Family is not the same if death comes in between. Family is not the same. It's not meaning of the family, the full completion of a family, the full potential of a family. When one is sickly or one is not there. That is why we emphasize on the health.
You can't replace
yes, health.
a family member. When somebody passes away, you can't replace. There's no person the same to one another. So
And
if
no
your
money.
wife,
Yeah.
if your husband, if one of your
Child.
children pass away,
Yes.
you cannot replace, because that person is special in its own way. So we can plan life, we can plan education,
Yes.
we can plan achievement, we can plan owning a car, owning a house. But if we don't look after our body, then who will enjoy what we have achieved?
But since you say that, like you can plan a car, you can plan in owning or investing, I believe we should also plan for our health. You plan to, what to eat, how to live your life. You plan to sleep at the right time. And those planning are never part of the conversation before. And we would like to bring it to the table, on the family table talk. Maybe this is the time for you to take note of it. Maybe this is the time for you to say, yes, I want to live a little bit longer. I want to have a healthy life so I can enjoy it with my family.
As we discussed a few weeks ago, last week and the week before, last weekend, when we go to the doctor, it's because we're sick. We don't go to the doctor to check our life, whether it's okay, how many percentage of our kidney, our liver, our heart. Especially for us, it's okay. And the sato bimatasara, sangay la ko bipono punuay. Kenda sa aleng kasara, nagay la ko bitaltala. We don't plan that we look after our life. We don't plan that how many hours to sleep. We never talk about that. But if we go to a doctor, they will tell us the hours of rest, the amount of water that we should drink, the quality and the amount and the time of eating. Those three things. But for us, because we live in a communal setup, when we eat, we can have mountains. We can eat any kind of food and any time of the day. All these things, they can affect how we look after our body. And I believe this is the kind of talk that we're supposed to talk as husband and wife, including our children, and also in the church. We're supposed to introduce this in the church, maybe not in a sermon, but in a teaching style. So the church people, the church members, they can also live a life that becomes a good example to the people out there. Not only in our spiritual sense, but also in our physical sense. That we look good, that we are strong and healthy. So we become a good example to the people out there in the world. So when the people see the way that we carry ourselves, the people that they don't believe in God, and when they see us, they are also encouraged. But not only that, what about where we live, the house that we own, the car that we drive? And most of the time, we're supposed to be a good example in every area. And that's why it's good to talk about family talk on everything in everything. So give some lifestyle we amend our lifestyle so we can live longer and we enjoy the life that we live.
Well, you're listening today, maybe you're saying, okay, I'm tired of hearing all those health talk because you love your food the way it is. There are two contributing factors. Some of us, you are capable of buying, quick food or snacks, or even McDonald's. You can even eat McDonald's every day. You are capable of doing that because according to your earning and according to your lifestyle. And even then, sometimes you stand back and you say to yourself, okay, is this healthy? There are never moments that we ask whether it's healthy. You love the taste, it's easy. Fix your problem in terms of you don't have the time to go and cook. So it's always a take out all the time. Keda sa senga bandagan ni bikila etiko keda kina na balanced diet etiko keda kina ka mendo bandagan nakakana meda kanirawa. Those are factors as well. So there are some who don't even question what it is. They just love the taste and they can afford it. Etiko sove kenda keda sa sanga menda kana na tabangan daro ni kanirawa kenda sa kania. Na tabangay tiko sa roti kenda ya. So na tikini imbula baya keda singa ni rawa ni control ta ka sa tikini nondo bula. Iyo keba kain dandambe menda keba kananuma. So na kaya ro ni bakabuna na bi mate sa to weekend tiko ko kero kai tiko na NCD se beauty ko bakale bi weekend and na pepper kena bi kai tiko na Ministry of Health and na mate sureti ko kenda na baleta ni balabala ni nondo bula na bi kai kania na nonda bakadengu na nonda garaba na nonda na ngonda na ndene ne kero me tiko na investment tiko na bi kabi na ki koron tubana no mate babale e koron ni bakamboto no mate babale koron maro takabati no mate babale e bunga ngona ndangole daba na bula ko kenda tau kena sai ko na bula ya me na bula taka na bi kai ko tubana tiko mo maro takabati kena no mate babale so iko bakarong tiko mai na bi sai viti na bi sai burbur e na matakan sing na ko vale be keda to na tiko na tondo ko ke viti mai America England na kakana solely lai be ke mami ke ko na bakasama bakaro ko ngebole McDonald's ko ngai wili na no mule ni mate babale saka nga bi ko vengo yo be ke mani imbalate ni solely lai rawa sar la ko ngai ngai oso sunambula the takeout is always there and it's very cheap. But sometimes when you stand back, you haven't eaten any healthy food, less vegetables and all those things, and don't drink water. And then don't so it's never there. And this morning, like what we said, we'll always share and we can always share. But the decision is yours. It's not only that we are trying to tell you, hey, change your life, follow what they say. No, it's just a family table talk, sharing. We've lived our lives. We have been married for the last 37 years. We have 4 children, 7 grandchildren. And not only that, we also go to church and we believe in God. And sometimes when we receive prayer requests to pray for people in their sickness, that's when we step back and say to ourselves, okay, we are at the receiving end on what has happened, to pray for somebody to be healed so they can live longer with their family. Why don't we talk about it earlier so they can hear the message and do something about their life and they not become a prayer item, but they live their life and they enjoy it because of the decision. Not we make the decision, you will make. So that was about health and investment. Today we would like to touch a little bit on relationship. Not only for a relationship as husband and wife, your relationship with your children, and also your projection on what you have and what you have planned for your family. So we will leave all those ideas and all those topics like a generic thing for us to talk about today, the health and your life, the investment on what you're capable of doing, what are the life-changing moments for you, and also your family. What did you do to make it happen? And for your family, what can you do to address, or what have you done to make the family that you own now? And maybe if we have the time, we have a few doctors here. We have Dr. Somalo all the way from Lambasa, and also we have Dr. Mbauleka. We will try for them to come and give about 5-10 minutes spiel on health. So it's not only everything that we are saying, you are actually listening to somebody who have studied for 6 years, or you are listening to somebody who actually live their life and it's their profession. So it's good to listen directly from them. We don't want to be doctors, but we are talking about our life. We are sharing about our life, but the doctors will tell you medically what is right for you. So as we speak on the investment or whatever that you want to pick on, we will be inviting maybe a couple or two to come and share or validate what we are trying to share with you on the family table talk that they've tried, or these are the things that they've done, and it happens. Maybe you cannot find our message relatable to you. By listening to them, then you'll say, okay, if it happens in their life, also if I try, that can also be mine.
Before we go there, because we have prayer line.
Yes.
And most of the time, when we open the prayer line, whether Digi or Voda or landline, the calls start to come one after the other. And most of the call, 3/4 of the call is praying for sickness. And they can pray for their grandparents, both sick, their parents, both sick, or their uncle sick. So there's a lot of sickness. And sickness comes from the wrong lifestyle. Okay, on the investment, some people from the village, they will think, oh, okay, investment is money. But there's an investment in planting, having a farm. And I believe there are some people that they will be watching today. There is a big investment because for us it's okay, we'll always have a piece of land. But we never turn to the land as a resource that we can invest on. Especially the ginger and the ndalo. The price now is very good. But we tend to look at the white-collar job, going to have a job or going to have business like a shop or taxi. But there's a business that is out there, especially for the people they live next to the urban areas. People in Vitilevu, people in Teilevu, Netasiri, they have land and they can invest instead of them moving to town. There's a big investment that they can reap millions of dollars because of the land that they have. I mean, just go to Waimbau and see, other races. They have acres and acres. And the other one that they have shops in town. Their small farm is looking after or they become the capital of their business. So it's there. And for us, it's okay if we can look around and have wisdom, or we can invest on our land too. Not only in business of shopping and taxis and other building houses.
Yes, we actually talked to you when we started our family, like what I said last week and the previous week. We didn't have the time, even to sit and plan. And now I am 56, so I am going to be 56 on the month of April this year. And he's going to be turning 60. So we have lived a little bit of life a bit longer than you, if you're younger. And we look back and we say to ourselves, okay, if we share the message earlier, maybe some people can take their cue and do something now. And if you're hearing it, or you have access to finances, you may be listening in from abroad, and then you say to yourself, okay, I'm hearing this message now. What can I do now to start earning now or to start making it happen now? Like for us, it took a little bit longer. Even though I grew up in a family that my father organized everything, give us pieces of land within our farm to harvest or to plant and sell our produce. So at the age of 7, I was only in class 2. He opened all our passbook. Those are the upbringing that I grew up into. So everything matters in our family. Like everything that comes, even though we own a shop, we walk to school. And our spending is not as much. And sometimes if you're with your friends, you say, oh, we thought you have a shop. You don't have any other money to spend. And I only have 2 cents for my spending. And I walk all the way. For those of you who have been with us then, that school used to be called Lautoka Fijian School. Kirona tombale school back to Tomuka, all the way down to Tomuka, to our farm. And by doing that, even though the life was there, but that was just what my father does. And growing out of it, and even in the process, on our piece of land, he built homes or houses for my brothers. Na nangona kito tumadak tiki na kito sikila na vale ni nongo brother na valengo na nongo brother ko enga sendondua na farm nga kito was nangele me kito tetive kini wili kino ko kironela. So growing up through that way and getting married, because I didn't plan to get married when I was only 18. I got married when I was 18 years of age. So if you are in the year 12 and you are 18 years of age, that was me way back getting married then. I had my daughter, my first child. By the age of 26, I had all my children. And by the age of 39, I had my first grandchild. So my walk into life and introduced into life is very young and exposed faster. When that was happening, when we got married, I didn't take on what I learned from my father. If my father is doing that, I can also take with me. So for me, it was trial and error. Nangona limawati kina, even the piece of land, our farm, and I know my brothers and my sisters actually listening in at one point in time, you'll get to hear this as well. We had these acres of land. When we grew up and make our living and make our life, we all left our land, our farmland, way back in Temuka. We had about 7 acres. And we continued with our life. And we left behind that, family piece of land. And until somebody came and asked and said, you have 2 houses there. You have your land there. Can we use it? So we gave it. And now, when I come and start my family, I was only age 18, remember. When I married, or when we got married, straight after that, a few months after that, I bought our first car. So that started to come back, the upbringing that I grew up from. So every money, it's worth. Now, $1, it has a worth, it has a value. Every little money that comes, I have to write it down. Where did I use that money? What did I do with that money? So from there on, we built up. We had a rental car, or we had a taxi, we have a hired car, and we have a shop at lot 27 in TV Road in Kinoya. For those of you in those days can remember the little shop in that corner. It's basically opposite the current police post now. And that's where we were renting. We were renting, but we opened a shop there. And growing up, until the conviction just came. So with that early moments of life, there are situations around us that made us do. So we were moving back to Nandi because we work for the airline. And by having the brief, having those briefing from the company, made us bought that property, bought that land, build a home. So there are conditions and situations or workplaces or having a fellowship that have ushered us to do what we did. But for you to listen to it every Saturday, I believe this is a good time for you to take ownership and say to yourself, challenge yourself, can I do that? Don't look at your resources, but as you dream and aspire bigger and you write it down, it becomes a dream all the time and it becomes an achievement all the time. And in your mind, whatever that you do, you know, you believe that that can happen. Au balubieni tiko bertono lubemo sabolien dona matokao bolien na farm o sadaka ben dona kana bali ko tiko kina e domundo se vale rende se vale ni matenitu vale ni kambani e na taro o bakambote ndo dona menda pakatarongi kenda kina beleta tiko no nonda itabi sangwala ngana nonda bula nonda mata bu vale menda me maro takatang nonda bula. I mean, you have been blessed with your work. You have been blessed with your family. So you need to sit down and talk about it. We never used to talk about it much as length, but now we do. And years back, I think about 15 years back, we talk about what we are doing, where we are going, and the plans that we have, our children. And even I call all my grandchildren, not all. I have 3 grandsons that come from a broken home. My eldest daughter have these 3 sons. They're handsome sons. And I value them so much in my life. So I held their hands. We had one of those meetings this week. Look, your dad is happily married and have his own family, and your mom don't have time for you. But you need to stand up today and don't allow that situation to define you. Rise up, trust in God, believe in God. You're still young. One is in year 11, going on to year 12. One is in year 9, going on to year 10. One is in year 8, going on to year 9. And I said, write your list and say to yourself, no, I am God. And I told them, Nana is not getting any younger. Nana is going to die one day. But I will make sure whatever strength that I have, whatever that I can do, and those are the kind of talks that we don't usually have at home. We live life like there's no tomorrow. And if you die today, do you ever ask yourself, where will my family go? What will happen to my children? Those are the questions that we need to ask ourselves. If you really love your family, then stand still and start asking, what am I doing? Where am I going? If something happened to me, if something happened to my workplace where the money is coming in, so family table talk, please take the time, relook at your family, challenge your heart, and say to yourself, how much do I love for my family? How much do I care for my family moving forward?
Kay plan ta talana mumbula summer mai. Lebu nango na kenda na lotu na barong tu gua. Kenda plan sar tu na malangi. Donu gori. Na wa edamu sa bola ini bola nimbula. Wakam bauti cisunga lo malangi. According to the book. Ya kenda sini plan ta tu nam pulango. So when dad or mom died and they are the only source of income, how can we prove that our God look at us because we are struggling?
Yeah.
We are struggling. We move from one house to another house to another house. Some people, even the wife of Talatala, when Talatala died, they don't know what to do. They can't put food on the table because we never plan. This is the time to plan. God gave us the mind to plan. And when we plan about our physical life.
Yes.
We plan about our mental life. That's why we go to school. That's why we go to kindergarten, primary school, secondary school, or to the workforce area, or to tertiary and university. That is planning. So when we have money, I remember my brothers, they have good job. Most of them, they are given the government quarters. But when we got married, we bought a piece of land and we built a house. And we own a house even earlier than my brothers. They've been working, good money, good pay, good position. It was a planning because we live in Nandi and all my family in Suba. Most of the time, we're not speaking down on family and the workers and the Vivekani. But sometimes the workers and the Vivekani and our social lifestyle become a barrier for us to see our tomorrow. So we are not planning well. So forget about saving. Because we receive our pay today, by Monday, say today is Saturday, or we receive our pay yesterday or Thursday. By Monday and Tuesday, we start to catching again, asking for bus fare. Because there was no planning. And this is the kind of thing that we never hear 10, 15, 20 years ago. The family table talk. That's why I always emphasize my TV family table talk is something that encourages us to live a life that is according to the planning that we have. Because we are looking forward to the future. We are looking forward to provide the roof onto our families, our children. Because I don't want to pass this life and my children don't know where to go, what to do. I don't want that. When I live this life, I'm 60. According to the Bible, I have 70 years. No? That means 70 minus 60 is 10. And God normally, if we look after our body, will give bonus. Maybe 72, 73, 74, 75. Those are bonuses. The Bible says 70. And 80, sa kani odatale also. So for me, personally, I got 10 years in front of me.
Yeah, but I want to live until 80 or 90. I want to see my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren.
So when you are planning, these 10 years for me is very short. Short with my family, short as a taltala, as an evangelist, it's very short for me.
Yes.
So I have to do a lot of things. Ecclesiastes, according to Ecclesiastes, katukan daw ni buku, Solomon is in taltala. Solomon is in profita. Solomon is tuing apa kata kikuya. Gay kaya tuing dura tui. Kakuni pagararabi kina no mubuku kina no muyal matua. Pagarongo tagabichoba. Kembali tulong ka baltanim bulumbula sa kakina nakadaka, sa kakina na buku, sa kakina bakasama. Kembali ko mga degree ko mga masters, ito dapat todo nga ni bulumbulu. Kembali ko sa plenty ko, the kabasar na ka, do everything that you have to do this life and do it properly. And do it to the best of your ability. If you invest building houses, build a lot of houses. If you are a rugby player, play as much as possible and keep your body good so you can play and play. I spoke and prayed over one rugby player in Paris. And I said, if you look after your body and you live a life, you can play top rugby right up when you pass 40. So it's planning. The food that you eat and the lifestyle that you live.
We actually invite a couple. They are seated with us here today, Mr. and Mrs. Malani, and they actually have things to share with you. I will leave everything for them to share. We try to get as much examples of people who have changed their decision or do something about their life on their earning, on their spending to make it happen. They were both high school teachers, not only normal teachers, they are principal and also a vice principal of prestige schools. So it is more practical, relatable to you, not only what we are saying, but also we have people who have tried, what did they do? So if you can, get yourself to relate to the things that we are trying to share with you, maybe you can relate to some other stories. So we will have them, and also we will try to get another 2 couples. One to speak on the relationship, on what they do, what they did to make it happen. They are here to speak and share anything out of their heart. They can touch on both, either on the relationship or on their finances. What did they do right to make it happen until today? They are also grandparents, and they are parents of beautiful children. So we will give this time to them to share. And Mr. and Mrs. Malani, now when you're on the forum, if you can just share briefly on how you have lived your life from when you started work. We're talking about finances, eh? Nabi kakemro the kaba, nabi kakemro dolako the ruma, ni kemro mibiso takasona kakemro mi the kaba, and what happened?
Praise the Lord. Eh? My name is Tusating Malani. I am from Tumbu Lakambalau, and I was brought up from my mother's hometown in Nawa, because my mother is from Ngalo and Sierra. Praise the Lord. Eh? When I graduated as a school teacher, primary school teacher, in 1986, my plan was to not to get married for 5 years, first 5 years. For me to save money, build a house, buy a car, and then by then we were friends. Eh? And she's from Bonolebu. She was brought up in the village. I was brought up in the suburbs of Nusuri when I was in year 11. Praise the Lord. Eh? Because my mom and dad, they were both school teachers, and they taught around the vicinity of Telebu South, Nusuri, from Berata to Mokani, all this. Praise the Lord. Eh? So I was still starting my saving. In my second year, I used to have fixed deposits in account in NZ, Missouri. Accidentally, in one of the second week's 2 weeks holidays, Randini, when she was still my girlfriend, she came to Suba from Bonolebu, and I met her in Suba. We visited a nightclub, and then we ended up home. And in the morning, my dad told me, "You brought one girl last night." Yeah, she's my girlfriend. Okay. She won't go back to the village. It was Christmas holidays. She won't go back to the village because of what you have done. You have to buy one hulo tambua. Praise the Lord, eh? And they went for the mbulumbulu, and I paid for from the money I was saving in the bank, I paid for all the expenses. They went by boat to Sabsabu, Sophie, one taxi from Sabsabu to a village in Buddha, do all the culture thing. And Ranjini was there at home, and then we got married December 1987. Eh?
This is really good on what they're sharing. If you can relate to what he is sharing with you today, the decision you make. He had plans to save, but other things, come in the way. And listen to him on what did they do from that time. Initial plan, so you can be sitting on the same